back working on our hood. Now the owner is going to buy one of these master bolt kits for his car, so I don't want to spend a lot of money on buying individual bolt sets for everything. So we're just going to go ahead and bolt it together, and then he can change all that shit later, or buy the kit and maybe send it to my friend Pete before I paint it, or whatever the fuck he wants to do. I don't know. I don't give a fuck. I just want to get the bitch fucking done.
Welcome to D.I.Y. Automotive School with my friend Pete and Minnie, the body shop girl. It's everything you need to know about cars and more.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bolt this to the core support. This is our hood hinge support, and we got to get this bolted on here, because once again, I am not going to weld nothing together until I know that the hood and hinges all line up. And not just that, but the fenders. Basically all the fucking body parts that bolt to the front end. I want to stop right there. Let me get this bolt on here. I want to go over the door situation, because we really have an extreme situation going on with the fucking door situation. I have fucked with this door and with the left side of this vehicle for approximately 3.5 days of labor time. I'm not going to charge the customer 3.5 days labor, but that's how much time I have taken to the extreme of making sure that all this precisely lines up like it's supposed to. But we still have a situation. If I set my angle finder on the top of the door right in the center area, you'll see that it's approximately 1 degree off of 0. And that's of course on our left door. And if you remember correctly, we didn't do nothing in this area here as far as the hinge post goes, the A-pillar, or the inner side panel of the firewall. So we hung this door on here, and of course this door here, it hung perfect. You can see it's got a real nice gap going all the way around it, and we basically went off all the measurements on this fucking door opening to get our A-pillar on the left side right. So if we take our angle finder and put it on this door, we see that it's 1 degree or 1/2 degree off. So it's almost precisely the exact same. Then we take our angle finder and we put it on the hinge in this area here, and you can see where I'm at right here. We're still on the right hand side of the door, and you can see that it's approximately 2 to 3 degrees on the front side. So if we come over here to the left door, once again this is the left side of the car. This was where it was crushed in. You can see that this is exactly the same, 2 to 3 degrees. Hold on a minute, let's get that on 0. Okay, so we're going to set that right there, and you can see that this one has the same fucking angle, 2 to 3 degrees off. We also have measured from point A here to point B here, and we have measured from point A here to point B up here, and we have also measured from point A here to point B here, and all the measurements are precisely exactly the same on the door. But if we shut the door, we see that it has a very nice gap. The body lines are lining up very nicely, and as we come down the door starts to overhang the fucking quarter panel of the car. If you look at the bottom gap on the fucking door, it looks very nice all the way down, except for right here in this corner where the fucking quarter panel is underneath the fucking door. Now, I have worked on that fucking door for 3.5 fucking days. And we're not talking about actually working on the door. We're talking just to get it precisely measured out, properly perfect. I'm not going to go over every single fucking measurement point that I did to it, but it's exactly the same as the right-hand door is. Everything's exactly the same. Even the fucking quarter panel, the angle on the quarter panel is exactly the same. Now, if you remember correctly, this corner of the vehicle was crushed in. This corner of the vehicle was mangled and destroyed, and somebody had worked their way on putting it back together. I don't know how they put it back together, but it was a fucking nightmare the way they had it together. I don't remember how the fucking door was hanging on this car, because when the car got here, I took the doors off. I didn't pay attention because I knew we were going to have to do all this fucking work to it, so I didn't even pay attention to it. This is the original factory door that came with this car. But being a stand-up guy like my friend Pete is, I took a fucking gamble. I took a gamble, and I said, there's got to be something wrong with this fucking door. I was frustrated. I was pissed off. Me and Minnie were here till 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning fucking around with this fucking door, not just one night, but several fucking nights, continuously fucking with it. So I broke down, and I went out of my way and purchased another door with my money, because I was so frustrated and so fucking pissed about the situation that it's so mind-boggling. I said, it's got to be the fucking door. It's got to be the door where the hinges bolt onto the fucking door, that the bottom hinge had been pushed in, and it's making the door swing out at the bottom. And it's just a fucking headache when you're doing this kind of work and trying to get shit lined up and trying to get these fucking parts. This is what takes the most time on doing a job like this, is to get this shit fucking fit on there and fit on properly. So what did my friend Pete do? I bought another fucking door with my fucking money. I didn't charge the owner for this. This is a 1968 fastback door that I purchased myself, because I told myself it's got to be the fucking door. What do you think happened when I hung the fucking door on the fucking car? The door was hanging over the quarter panel. So normally what you would do under circumstances of restoring an old classic car such as this, you would normally take your grinder and you would grind the lip of the door itself on the opening side of the door that is fucked up. And if you look right there, you can see where the tape was, and you look even closer past the tape, you can see where I ground the door down all the way from the edge of where it started to go into the quarter panel and then down. You can see where I ground it. I went so far as to remove the skin from the inner door shell itself. And now if we flip the door over, you can see that here is where the old door skin, here's the door skin, and then I ground it so down that it cut the door skin off, and it is actually extremely to the point where there's no more that you can grind off in this area. It's almost to the point where there's nothing there, and of course then it comes back into the door skin rolling over. But we ground it down so far in this area that it took the fucking skin off of the car, and then of course it fucked up in here. So we decided, since that was not the problem and the door actually fits exactly the same as this door right here, that I am going to go ahead and repair the situation we got right here after we replace this whole full quarter panel, because this quarter panel, the whole quarter panel, has to be replaced with a full quarter panel. So then what we'll do at that time, we will go ahead and fix our gap using the meticulous fucking structure of manipulating this quarter panel to fit in there so we have a perfect gap down the door. And I also want you to take a good look at these hinges. You can see here is the driver's hinge. You can see where it is located versus the edge of our A-pillar slash hinge post. You can see that. And then you can look at the bottom here and see this one. This is our lower hinge on the driver's side. So if you come back here, you can see how they look. And then if you look at the right hand side, you can see that they're almost identically exactly the same. The position that we have mounted that fucking situation in and have done the work that we did, even the hinges are approximately almost identically the same as the fucking left side versus right side. So we know that all of our measurements for that A-pillar hinge post is approximately pretty much fucking on the fucking money from where the factory would have done it. So the only other thing we could do on this fucking door situation is manipulate the gap using our quarter panel replacement as our tool, you might say, to fucking find the gap that we need and do it properly, so when you open this door, you won't see that part of the door skin is missing and part of the lip is very, very skinny and basically gone, and it's not going to look oddball. Now, let's say that quarter panel didn't need replaced. Let's just say that, for instance. Then we would have to go to other extremes of possibly maybe cutting part of the quarter panel out. All right, cutting a little section out of the quarter panel, moving the quarter panel back, all right, and then welding the quarter panel back up. I don't understand why this fucking thing isn't fitting. I've never came across anything like this. The body is not warped, bent, or twisted, okay, if that's what you're thinking. The car is sitting perfectly level and balanced, front to back, side to side. You know, I don't understand, okay? But the situation is, shit like that fucking happens, and it frustrates the fuck out of you, and it pisses you off when you got all this fucking work going on, when all this fucking work is going on, and you get to the point of you're fucking happy that it's, and proud of yourself of everything you've done, and then this shit fucking happens. And that's basically why we haven't put any videos up lately, because I've been fucking with this door for the last 3 fucking weeks off and on, and have extensive fucking time involved in this door, because I want to make sure that fucking A-pillar hinge is properly mounted before anything is fucking welded on. Now you understand the situation and the time-consuming operation of what it takes to do this, and why I am going through every individual step and procedure of mounting body parts on this fucking car before anything gets welded. All right, this is not this isn't a fucking assembly line over here, and we got jigs that hold all this shit together, and 10 guys in there with spot welders slapping it all together. These are not original fucking body parts from the factory that we were using. These are aftermarket parts made in Taiwan, and the situation is that we are doing the best we can fucking do with this piece of shit to turn it in to the concourse restoration that my friend Pete is trying to do. We're not going to talk about the doors no more. We're not even going to mention doors anymore. Doors are out of my fucking mind until it comes time to the quarter panel situation, because we still are only about halfway through putting all this front end part bullshit back together. We got to get the hood lined up. I'm thinking that once I set the latch and the latch catch all in place, that hopefully it's going to go ahead and pull the hood over that minute 1/16 or 1/8 of an inch that it needs to be to line up in the center. Let me get all this on here. We're going to find out, and hopefully we can get that fucking hood lined up, aftermarket piece of shit that it is, so we can get these fucking fenders bolted on lightly and get down the road of welding this shit together so we can get this motherfucker done.